The Denver Nuggets were this close to pulling off maybe the best win of the season, given the circumstances. The Nuggets, no Jokic, no Johnson, no Brown, no Gordon, no Valanciunas, and they came this close to getting the job done. And I'm telling y'all, these kind of games will pay dividends down the line. It wasn't perfect, but it was scrappy. They fought. They only got to the free throw line 13 times today, and they started a rookie at center for his most important game of the season. And if you ask me, they found out an awful lot about this Denver Nuggets team. Y'all know what time it is. The Denver Nuggets lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers 113-108. Honestly, y'all, this game, man, what a great game by the Denver Nuggets. Just an incredible performance. I think you're like, I get people, man, like people might look at this game and say, man, it got away from them. They could have won the game. I get it. I want to acknowledge that. There are definitely some moments where they could have made better shot selections. They could have done different things. They only scored 8 points in the fourth quarter. Absolutely. It's not perfect. But I'm telling y'all, this team showed so much grit, so much fight. Mind you, the Cleveland Cavaliers are in a situation where they're literally pushing to try to get back up the standings. They had Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen on the floor today. The Nuggets started Jalen Pickett, a second-round pick. They started Deron Holmes, a rookie in his first start ever, with Spencer Jones on a two-way. And then they started, like, they're in a situation, and obviously Peyton Watson. Like, I just think people need to know. This team is scrapping. They got out-rebounded by CTL, to bring it up by 24 rebounds today. And it didn't matter. They fought like heck. Like, I'm telling y'all, this is just, I can't believe how much this team fights. I can't believe how much this team fights. Like, I just think, man, like, sometimes you just got to take a moment to just realize that not everything's going to be perfect, and especially in situations like this. I'm telling you, man, like, it's special. I know it's a loss, y'all, but just for context, I want people to understand this. The Nuggets started the 32nd overall pick, a second-round pick. Second-round pick in the second year. They started Peyton Watson, starting at the two guard today. They started a two-way player in Spencer Jones. They started a rookie in his first start ever in Jamal Murray. And they played versus one of the best four-man combinations in the NBA in Allen, Mobley, Garland, and Mitchell, and almost won. And they started the game shooting 38% from the field. And I told folks that if you give it enough time, this team is going to find a way to flip it. And I'm talking about just complete inexperience on the floor. Complete inexperience on the floor. And they almost took the team down. That's trying to move up in the standings. The Nuggets are simply trying to hold on to water while they're out four starters and they're back up five that they were hoping was going to be able to start for Jokic for the next several weeks or just 2 weeks. And they literally got down 8 points, 9 points, and did not let them get a double-digit lead. Did not let them get a double-digit lead today. That is heart. Heart. Just a phenomenal game for this team. I legit have no complaints, y'all. I don't. And, you know, shout out to Jamal Murray, man. Like, again, I just think people are going to say what they want. And, again, you know, shout out Jamal. He only had 6 points in the second half, or 5 points in the second half, I think. Jamal today had 34 points, had 7 assists, 6 rebounds, and a block. He was 6 of 12 from 3, 6 of 18 from 2 today. Or actually 6 of 10. Let me fix that. My bad, y'all. 6 of 16. 6 of 16 from 2 today. And I just think, man, like, I get it's not pretty, and, he definitely could have made more shots here or there. But if you look at the offensive responsibility that he had today, they were doubling him every single possession down the stretch of the game. Every single possession. Every one of them. And he just kept trying to make the right play. Now, again, y'all, I get it. It's not the performance that you were hoping for in some ways, because in the second half, he missed a lot of really good looks. Jamal Murray, who's a terrific, he's shooting, just for context, you all, Jamal Murray is shooting 49% on pull-up three-pointers this year, or off the dribble three-pointers. 49%. 49%. But what's happening is that in the second half, they started blitzing every single pick and roll. So the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first half were playing drop coverage versus Jamal, and he was eating them alive. He was getting isolations on Darius Garland in the first half, eating him alive. And then they started putting different defenders on him. They put Porter on him, and it didn't matter. He was still getting to work. But in the second half, they changed up their defensive game plan. They put the Nuggets in a situation where they just don't have enough scorers on the floor with them. They put They put Jalen Tyson on them. They put Donovan Mitchell on him. But what happening every single time, and at some point I even said online that he got to stop calling for screens. He kept calling for screens, and they would just double him. But again, one of the reasons Jamal's calling for screens is not only just for Jamal to get a mismatch, but also because when you get a screen and you get in a situation where you're now sitting out of the short roll, well, then now you have an advantage. And so Deron Holmes had multiple times to have an advantage. Multiple times to have an advantage. Peyton Watson had multiple times to have an advantage. Spencer Jones, they just couldn't hit a lot of those shots. I'm telling y'all, some of y'all in the chat are crazy to me, bro. I'm saying, are we watching the same basketball game? It just doesn't make sense. Peyton Watson was very good for a majority of this game today. Did he play perfect? Did he hit jump shots down the stretch of the game? No. But damn. The dude had 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, and went 2 of 9 from 3. Most of his three-pointers were really good. Very good. They have to shoot the ball. I'm trying to understand, if you watch this game, the way they were playing versus Denver, they were doubling off of Jamal and THJ to force the ball to Holmes and Watson, and they had wide open three-pointers they were simply missing. Because that was the point of the defense. They were making them the guy. Those were the players. The only two players that can beat us off the jumper were Jamal Murray and Tim Hardaway Jr. So, by gosh, the last two people that are going to shoot the ball are those two. So they had a good defensive game plan in the fourth quarter. They scored 8 points for a reason. Now, when we get to this, we'll watch the film back, especially in the third quarter. Jamal missed 5 or 6 straight jumpers in the third quarter. It just looked like his legs kind of got taken out from him a little bit. So I definitely think that he got gassed inside that third quarter. He didn't make the jumpers that he was making in the first half. So I think there's definitely criticism to be levied from a jump shooting perspective. But y'all, the playmaking game he should have had today. Now, this goes back to Peyton Watson and Deron Holmes and Zeke. They literally had 5 wide open shots in the clutch off Jamal Murray passes. They just could not connect. Couldn't connect. Jamal Murray should have 34 points and 12 assists today. But they just couldn't find a way to make those shots. But again, they're devoid of offensive talent when they're losing all of these players. They're devoid of offensive talent. Again, I really believe this. If Cam Johnson was on the floor with Jamal and Tim Hardaway Jr. and Peyton Watson and Spencer Jones today, they could have won this game. They really could have won this game. Now, they lost a rebounding battle because they had Peyton Watson and Spencer Jones and Deron Holmes and ZEKE going up against Mobley and Allen. Jared Allen had 12 rebounds. Evan Mobley had 11 rebounds today. The Nuggets had 2 players on the roster that were taller than 6'7", or 6'8", rather. Peyton Watson, 6'7". Spencer Jones is 6'7", 6'8". And then you got ZEKE at 6 foot, listed at 6'9". And then you got Deron Holmes at 6'10". That's it. So they fought, they battled. But again, they're all over the place, switching out and helping and all this other stuff. By the way, y'all, Deron Holmes was phenomenal today. For his first start, what more could you have asked for from a rookie? So, y'all, Jamal Murray, 34 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds today. He was a +5. He missed some jump shots. He had 1 turnover today. 1 turnover when he had that much responsibility as a ball handler today. He played 39 minutes. I don't have really any complaints with Jamal today. He got 28 shots up. He missed jumpers. A normal Jamal Murray game, if he has people on the court with him, he probably goes 16 of 28 today. They win the game. Peyton Watson, 9 of 22, missed a lot of open jumpers. Peyton Watson today, he was only 2 of 9 from 3. A couple of those threes I didn't love, but he did a lot of really good things, played good defense today as well. Donovan Mitchell got off, but he played as good of defense as he possibly could. Now, he only had 4 rebounds today. Donovan Mitchell, again, like I said, just went crazy in the second half. But look, 7 of 13 from 2 today. Worked well in transition, did a lot of really good things today. Jalen Pickett had 9 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Maybe he should have played a little more today, but they had to play Tim Hardaway Jr. Tim Hardaway off the bench. You know, he needed to get in the game for the floor spacing for Jamal. Spencer Jones today had 13 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist. His defense was great. Now, he's not credited for a steal, but he swiped the ball out of Evan Mobley's hand multiple times today. He's not getting credit for that in the box score. Y'all, Deron Holmes, man, sign me up. Deron was 1 of 6 and 1 of 4 from 3, and he had 6 assists today out of the center position, out of the short roll, driving to the basket, finding Nuggets players. 4 rebounds. Now, a real critique for them is that, yeah, get on the glass a little bit more. But the Cavs shot a lot of jumpers today, a lot of them. And so they got a lot of long rebounds today, the Cavs. It's not broken down on here. The NBA app has not updated yet with all the stats. So they were just like completely outmatched physically on the board. And so that's a lot of the reasons why the numbers look the way that they look. But the Cavs were 19 of 26 at the rim today. Denver was 10 of 28. Obviously, they're missing a lot of those athletes. The Nuggets were 17 of 46 from 3. The Cavs were 16 of 38. Donovan Mitchell and DeAndre Hunter killed them from the corner threes today. That made a lot of a difference. Hey, but the Nuggets, they had a 98.9 half-court offensive rating. They held the Cavs to a 98.9 half-court offensive rating. Given the context, that's pretty good, you all. I did not like the way Bruce played today. If he doesn't have as many live ball turnovers as today as he did, could also flip the score. He had 0 points. He played really well last game. I'm going to give him credit versus Toronto. He played really good well versus Toronto. He had 0 points today on 0-4 from the field, 0-2 from 3. He's not an advantage creator. He has to live off of cuts in transition. Didn't do that well. He had 4 steals. Now, he did have 4 steals today. He had 4 steals today, which is really good. Played good defense. But 3 passing turnovers today, 2 of them led to the points. 2 of them led to points. 3 passing turnovers today. He is not good on the ball versus pressure. That has been my biggest criticism with him today. ZEKE today, I actually think he played well. Plus, minus be damned. He can't save every lineup. He has 13 points and 5 rebounds off the bench in 24 minutes, y'all. And he had a steal. He was working on the glass. He finished an alley-oop in transition. He was a -12, but Tim Hardaway Jr. was a -15 as well. He was 6 of 14 from the field. Bruce, -4. Julian Strawther played 6 minutes. He was a -6. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they just don't have a lot of guys. So that's going to look funny. But all things put together, man, I really thought this team, man, they just fought and they battled. By the way, y'all, if you didn't get a chance to watch this game, I want y'all to go watch DaRon Holmes today. DaRon Holmes got multiple switches today. Multiple switches on Darius Garland in the clutch and won both of those stretches. Let me play this clip, by the way. Shout out to the constant and the great Matt Brooks for making sure these clips are available. I'm going to share this with you all so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. Darius Garland calls for another switch on DaRon Holmes. Look at how DaRon plays his possession.
Cavaliers looking for the lead.
Doesn't panic. Keeps his length. Doesn't get his hands caught in the cookie jar. And by that, I mean you keep your hands away from the body of the offensive player and you keep them out. Gets to switch, right, runs the hump. Garland tries to make a crazy pass. I think that's to Tyson. Deflects the ball, turnover in the clutch. And it gets the foul call. Y'all, he did this twice to Darius Garland today. This is a rookie in his first NBA minutes making defensive stops against all-star level players. Like, again, what? Again, just a really good player, like making really good decisions. Y'all watch this play. DaRon Holmes in the short roll.
Now we're getting
again, they're like overloading. They're trying to like run a zone to stop that man because Jamal was going crazy. DaRon gets it in the short roll, doesn't panic, faces up the glass, doesn't force the shot, catches the cutter. Spencer Jones dunk. 6 assists? 6 of them? Evan Mobley was horrible today, y'all. And a lot of that had to do with DaRon Holmes and Spencer Jones being physical in the paint, y'all. So shout out to the Nuggets, man. They didn't get the win, but that was a phenomenal game for them. I really have no complaints. They're 23-11. They've now split 1-1 without Jokic. And they got the game. Next game they have an opportunity to get another win, man. I love the way this team is playing. I like how David Adelman has them going. They play Brooklyn next at 3:30 on Sunday. That's going to be that's a winnable game for them, even with all the guys they have. Brooklyn's defense has been better, but they have a chance to add another win to this road trip. Then they got a tough game versus the 76ers and the Celtics after that. Great job by the Nuggets, man. Respectfully, I have no complaints, man. You did everything you were supposed to do today, except get the win. Not just only 8 points, but if you Murray, Hardaway, no. Watson, can you beat us? DaRon Holmes, by the way, they were down 4 with a minute left. Holmes had a wide open 3, wasn't able to cash it, but that's a great learning experience for the young player. Y'all know what time it is. I'll see you on the other side. We out. Love y'all.